By a show of hands, how many of you have ever been bored by endless projects and assignments? And now, I'm going to present some scenarios to you, and I want you to ask yourself, which ones do you find more entertaining? Scrimmaging or running laps? Creative writing or following an essay prompt? And now ask yourself, in which scenario do you usually perform better? If you usually perform better in the scenario which you find more entertaining, then you're not alone. Many of us have had experiences like these. You may have done a group project with your friends that turned out much better than expected, or you may have submitted a very poorly written essay at the last minute. In the end, it's the process of how we do these things which makes or breaks the turnout. Now, I'm an artist, and as an artist, I make art. So, I'm about to show you two pieces of artwork of the exact same subject, but with very, very different processes. The first painting is a painting of Albright Hall I made the other month, using my first set of artist watercolors. Now, overall, the colors are dull, the piece lies flat, and it lacks personality. I was so caught up in trying to achieve the look I had seen of watercolor artists that I aspire to be like, that I had completely left their process and their practice out of the picture. I didn't know how they got there, and I didn't know how to get there myself. And now, a few months later, I tried drawing the same subject again, this time in crayon. Now, you might be skeptical. Bright colors and crayons scream more elementary and pre-K art rather than something serious or beautiful. But this time, I didn't care. I just wanted to have fun. And in the end, the piece turned out much vivider and wilder because I had fun with the crayons and did what the crayons did. While the first piece lacked personality, this one had personality, and I was more personally attached to it. In the end, it was how I did the pieces differently and the different mindset that I approached them with, which made the biggest difference and how I felt about the overall end result. And that made me ask, why is it important to love how I work, how to love my process? Now, I'm sure many of you have heard of the happy workers theory, the claim that happier workers are more productive. And what if I told you it's proven to be true? A study at the University of Oxford was conducted over the course of 6 months. Workers at the British telecom firm BT were asked each week to rate their happiness. And the study concluded that workers were 13% more productive when they were happy. Research shows that happiness and productivity are linked. When you love your work, you are more productive. But how can you love working when it's arduous and boring? Often, we're expected to do our work following a certain model. We're expected to sit down, focus, and meet a word count or complete the problems assigned. In fact, we're made to think that getting up and doing something else is irresponsible and distracting. But what if I told you that doing something different, trying something new, and changing how you work actually alters the results that you end up with? Boredom causes a lot of sloppy work and makes us tired. But trying something new is something that works very well for me personally. For example, with the artwork, changing my process, changing my medium. Now, if you're someone who usually writes essays in their room, maybe try going outside. If you usually read your history notes alone, try discussing them with your friends. Research from the Central Connecticut University shows that happiness also has to do with trying new things. When you try new things, Your brain strengthens old neural connections and builds new ones, as well as releases dopamine. Dopamine makes you happier, and happiness, as shown earlier, makes you more productive. And so your process is what will make or break that happiness, which leads to that productivity. I wish I'd known this earlier. It would have saved me so much time and energy. There were so many times when I was frustrated with the lackluster results of my work. But the whole time, the missing piece was how I did it. The power of my work was a reflection of the power of my process. And now, the next time you're stuck on a boring task or something that tires you, try something different, try something new, and try thinking about your process. Your power is in your process. Thank you.